All righty, folks. Welcome in to the very first episode of the Tusketeer Hogcast. I'm Bones. We've got Camo. We've got Buck. Appreciate everyone out there for the love and the support so far. We've had a pretty good showing. I mean, a lot of love on Facebook.
Been pretty good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, some love on YouTube. We went live for a little bit last week or on Saturday night, and had a bunch of feedback on that little 4-minute video we did. So, well, welcome in. We're just going to get right into it. We're going to give you a little intro of how we got here and why we're sitting here in front of a camera with microphones in our faces talking. Because a lot of people out there are probably like, well, they might know us or, might not know us, but, they're probably thinking, just another.
They're going to get to know us.
Yeah, they're going to get to know us. Probably just another dumb podcast.
At least the Razorback side of us.
Yeah, for sure.
That's right.
Sure.
So,
they're going to get to know how we controversy on all our topics.
We're going to go hog wild for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like I said, how we got here. So, lifelong best friend right here with Buck, my brother right here with Camo. We were passionate about the Hogs. We agree on a lot of things, and we disagree
on the rest.
There's a very minimal of agreement about the Hogs.
There's a reason why Buck's sitting across the table from you.
That's true.
And y'all will see that as far as like the football and the basketball. There's a big difference. I'm very optimistic about basketball, and you'll see that there's.
I think we're kind of on the same page as on the baseball side. I think we disagree the most, or the least, I should say, with baseball. I think football and basketball is a little bit more.
It's a pretty good disagreement we've got.
That's right. Well, that's what's going to make this fun, right? I mean, who wants to watch a podcast where you come up here and talk about stuff that you already know?
Absolutely.
Mean, try to be a little different for sure.
We're going to be a little different. We're going to have
anyway.
That's right. We're going to have some views, from off the field, and then we might even have a little surprise up our sleeves with an inside source. So you might want to stick around for that. Something I hadn't even told these two folks about. So we're going to hit them.
Absolutely. I don't like surprises.
Surprise. Well, let's, like I said, let's just get into it. We've got an episode, an hour-long episode. We hope at least planned out here, and forgive us for messing up and stuttering, and there might be a cuss word or two that we say.
We're not going to be as polished on the first episode, so give us some grace, but we're going to do our best and give a run at it for sure.
For sure.
Absolutely. And again, we're doing this for fun. We've had this group text for, I don't know, for years. Yeah. And we've been tossing this idea around for probably since then, because all it takes is one text.
It was a pipe dream.
Yeah.
And now
it was. Because it started with one.
How long ago we start this text? About like 5, 6, 7 years.
I'd say a little over 4 years ago. We kind of got the hog.
And within a year, I would say we kind of came up. I don't know. I don't remember who came up with it, but we came up. We should start something with this because
nobody gets the credit.
We always disagree, especially me and Camo over here. We always disagree. On everything.
Y'all got your hat turned backwards. Let me hang on a second.
Yeah, fix your stuff, man. Come on. Lack of a better word.
My bad, guys. I didn't know we was going with the hat turned backwards. My bad.
I mean, we're trying to look cool.
Trying to be consistent over here. Right. But yeah, no. So we disagree and agree, and but all throughout the year, whether it's football or basketball or baseball or water polo, underwater basket weaving, we're probably not going to always agree on every single topic, right?
And isn't that the world today? We don't agree, but hey, we find a common ground. If we love the Hogs,
we
may have a different opinion.
Absolutely.
And we find ourselves in different positions, and
we all have the same goal in mind, which is success.
Just how to get there.
We want the Hogs to win.
Exactly.
No matter what,
all
hands
sports.
Down. We want, no question about it, we want the Hogs to win. But how we get there is what we disagree on.
Yeah, I mean, that's some of it. Yeah.
And when to fire the coach and when to keep the coach.
We'll get into all that.
Right.
What players to give the ball to more. And, it can get ridiculous sometimes. But
Well, all right. Well, I mean, enough about how we got here, and
well, I wanted to say how we got here.
Okay, let's go
on the one story of watching the basketball game. Y'all remember?
To remind us.
There's
a lot of stories.
The basketball game at your old house, where we all went running out.
Where Devo hit
the game-winning shot in the Sweet 16.
Yeah,
took us to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, that's right. That's
right. Well, Josh jumped off the front porch after we all went running out the door after he hit that shot. We're all excited, you know.
We might have had a drink or two.
Some high quality H2O.
That's right.
Yeah, I didn't even hear Josh broke his ankle a week later. He texted us all, I broke my ankle that day, jumping over off that porch. And I was like, what?
It was a gruesome picture for sure. That thing hurt. I've limped around for about 2 months, never went to the doctor.
Yeah.
I'm a little stubborn, but
to say the least.
Hey,
that's how wild we get, though. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And I will say this. You had your moment. Let me have my moment. We would not be here if it wasn't for Caleb. For sure, I'd say Bones. He is the catalyst of this podcast. He's done an amazing job. He's always impressed me as my brother, but just this little stint of just trying to get this all put together, mainly for us, and hopefully y'all get some joy out of it. But he's done a phenomenal job. So, good job, brother.
I certainly appreciate it. And I mean, how can I be just one person up here? No one wants to watch one person. It takes a group.
We're the color commentators.
Yeah, that's right.
You're the.
That's right.
You got the reins in your hands.
Just to piggyback off that, I couldn't have done this without. I got to give a couple shout outs. So to Braden, you know who you are out there, Braden and Jared and Cameron. Those three individuals all helped me get us going. And so with Cameron with all the equipment, and Braden with just some different software ideas and this and that, because we grew up playing video games, but we were kind of in that in-between era where we grew up
the most techie.
Yeah.
But we kind of I get what you're saying for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm 37, so I'm the pawpaw of the group. So I definitely couldn't be doing this.
You definitely got the gray hair.
I just get paid to talk.
I'm starting to get some.
I bet I got more gray hair than both of y'all.
Probably do.
But yeah, so shout out to those guys. Appreciate all the help out there. So, well, I think enough about that, and let's go into our first segment, which is the 4-year review of the Arkansas Razorback football team. Obviously, first game's coming up, so let's just get into that. And but Camo, let's start with you. Almost called you Buck.
You want me to start?
Yeah. Let's hear what you have.
Well, I'll try to keep this short, sweet, but you know me, I'm a little detailed and informative. Not afraid to give my opinion. Really, when we hired Sam Pittman, I think everybody was kind of skeptical of hiring an offensive line coach, I should say. No head coaching experience. We all kind of was waiting to see what could happen. He kind of sold us, I would say, at least me, and probably I would say the vast majority of Arkansans in his, intro speech when he was introduced as a head coach. He shed some tears, got emotional, and we kind of felt that passion from him. Didn't know what it was going to lead to. A lot of people get passionate. Chad Morris was passionate, but he was full of, smoke and mirrors. But Pittman, I kind of had a different feeling with him. And, of course, COVID year was difficult. We all know about that. We don't need to go into that. But as a football coach, to run a 85-man roster, 100-man roster, I mean, imagine trying to tackle that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we go 3-7. Doesn't sound that good. It's all SEC schedule, 10 games.
What was our record the year before that, though?
We went 2-10 seasons.
Yep. That's what I'm saying. So he improved.
He improved. Well, 10-game SEC
won our
schedule.
First SEC game since the Bielema.
Yeah, since the Bielema era. Yeah, absolutely. And won 3 of those. Yeah. So that's, to me, that was impressive. I feel like we'd have had some non-conference in there. We probably would have got to a bowl, which we did get to a bowl technically. They gave us TCU, and we couldn't play the bowl because they had too many people with COVID.
Yeah.
But so we, earned that bowl. I kind of have an asterisk at the Auburn game that year because of Bo Nix throwing it behind him with spiking the ball. Joe Fouché picks it up, recovers the backwards pass lateral, and of course the SEC officials got in trouble for that.
Right.
But some positive. I would say the kind
bringing
of
up some bad memories there.
The word that I would use for that year was improved.
Yeah, for sure.
Improved. And that's all we were really looking for, is to see an Arkansas team with an Arkansas type of grit and passion and playing football hard. And we
looks like they want to win.
Yes, right. Exactly. Just trying. So, then we go into 2021 and wow, that was awesome. That was man. That was the first time we had won all 3 trophy games ever. You've got
regular season
trophy games. You got the Southwest Classic that's played in Jerry's World against Texas A&M. We won that one. The LSU game, we pretty much dominated them in that win. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, we won the Battle Line rivalry with Missouri. And then we took the Penn State Nittany Lions in the Outback Bowl.
That's right.
And won the bowl game. So we got 4 trophies that year, and we displayed some toughness. We had some seniors on that team. Need I say more? It was a great year. And
let's get into that the trophies as far as what I'm saying. Like, as far as the Missouri and Texas A&M, do y'all consider that a big rivalry? Because I really don't. I honestly don't.
For me, Missouri game is it's a forced rivalry game every year on our schedule. Obviously,
I think the same about Texas A&M.
I don't have the exact stats on.
We never play them well.
Right.
We never play them well.
Always
They've got our number for whatever reason. I don't have any answers.
Yeah,
I'm speechless for once.
But as far as
it's not a rivalry, I don't think.
No.
They're trying to make it one, but I honestly
baseball,
don't think
we dominate them. Basketball, I think's maybe pretty even. Maybe I think we've got.
We've got
football that we've just
we just can't get over that.
Screw the pooch on that one.
As for A&M, yes, I'd 100% count that as a rival because that's going back to Southwest Conference days, before we were knee high to a grasshopper, but
it's not much of a rivalry nowadays, is what I'm saying.
I don't know. I can't stand.
We play them close, but as far as like the hate, like as far as teams we hate, who do we hate?
Oh, they're in my top 5.
Texas,
it's a divorced rivalry.
That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Exactly.
Then we've come full circle with it. They tried to build it back, and they've kind of owned us in the Southwest Classic too.
Yeah.
Some really close games, really good games. I've really enjoyed watching them over the years because we've always kind of been in the game, but it seems like fourth quarter, 5, 6, 7 times over the years, we just couldn't finish.
Well, that's these stats that I'm looking at here, that's where we have lost a lot of our ball games over the years is in the fourth quarter. It's no secret. Everyone out there knows it. We're not going over anything no one knows or doesn't know, but it's frustrating. We've got 2023, 4-8, 1-7 in SEC. 2022, 7-6, 3-5 in the SEC with a win over Kansas and 3 overtimes at the Liberty Bowl.
That's what I got. 7-6 Liberty Bowl. Some tough losses in that 22 season. In 2023, obviously that was
what I'm noticing as far as the 4-year review. 2021, the best year we had. The opponent's points per game was 22.9. By far the lowest as far as any other year. We're talking 34.9 the first year in 2020. 2022 was 30.6.
What was last year?
Last year was 27.9. 80th.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, defense has a lot to do.
Especially
SEC football.
And you have Barry Odom. Give Barry Odom 2 years anywhere. That hire was huge. For Pittman to have a ex-head coach that's had some experience, a defensive-minded, tough guy. Well, look what he's doing at UNLV.
That helped. That hire helped him not just on the field but off the field. For me, I noticed the difference in Pittman's press conferences when even last year. There was times where he'd be asked a question and he'd say, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that question. I'm not trying to dog on Sam Pittman. I love the guy. I think he's a good head coach, and as a first-time head coach at the University of Arkansas,
he's learning on the job.
He's learning on the job. He's building the plane in flight. That's what I like to say. And where you're building the plane in the flight. But
to see the long-term success that we need.
But that's what I'm saying. Those excuses, the plane, this is his 5th year. The plane is built. It needs to take off
and hit a cruising altitude.
It needs to get up there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody agrees with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whether they agree if we're going to do it this year, if they believe in them, how much faith do they have in them? Are they hopeful? Are they optimistic? Buck, it's kind of, that's where we're finding our differences.
I'm just worried about that he made his peak early, and we're starting to drop off. Like the 3-7, we went 9-4, and now we're 7-6. Then we went 4-8. Are we steadily falling now?
But
even with the Bobby Petrino hire,
maybe,
which I love,
in the wins and loss columns here, guys. But you got to think of. Don't ever forget.
Not only that though, the points per game and the opponent's points per game is all up and down. It went up, and now it's all going down.
Well, here's why: we lost some staff members. We lost Barry Odom. We lost Bryles. Okay, so that's a hitch in the giddy up. Okay, it's a hitch in the giddy up for Pittman and the program. Players got to learn a new system. They got to get reacquainted with some schemes and stuff. So that kind of sets you back. And what I'm taking from this 4-year review is we've brought a toughness mentality. He's brought an attitude to the Arkansas Razorbacks that we didn't have before.
Yeah.
And I kind of view the Pittman hire like Mike Anderson. Mike Anderson put us on a steady pedestal in basketball. He got the program up to where we were at a healthy state. And
average is what you're saying. That's what you're saying. Okay.
Now, is there a must we can hire in football? Is there a better head coach that we're going to get to?
All I'm saying is we went from bottom of the barrel to average. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Like, I mean,
but I would
it's
like
a big
to see
jump.
Pittman.
Yeah.
I would like to see Pittman.
I want to be up at the
step.
top. Like, obviously, we all want to win the national championship. But I mean, you want to be up there every single year.
Yeah.
You want to be in the top 10 in every basketball, football, baseball.
Pittman's already said that he wants to get the program back to winning and then leave it in the hands of someone that has, he's brought on, he's molded in a way and can hand the program over, because let's face it, Arkansas is not the dream job for a big name hire. We had our chance. It is changing. We had our chance after Bielema. I think that was where we missed it, in my opinion. Was, call it what you will with, what happened in 2012 and Jeff Long bringing on John L. Smith. All that's in the past.
The John L. Smith, the Chad Morris. It was
smile.
We had a curse there for a while. We were like the Chicago Cubs with a curse.
But we hired a high school coach to come coach in the SEC. Yes, he did. He got SMU, kind of what we're talking about. He got SMU kind of back on the map, so to speak. But to come in from SMU, I mean, I don't know. A couple of weeks ago on my Facebook memories, I was looking at it however long ago it was when we hired Chad Morris. You go on your memories and you can see your, what you tweeted, or not tweeted. That's Twitter, but posted. Dang, I can't posted. What you posted in years past, and when the day we hired Chad Morris, I made a post that I hated that hire. It wasn't a good hire. Didn't care for it.
I didn't. I was left lane hammered down.
No, that is where we went.
He had me hook, line, and sinker. Like left lane hammer down. Shout out to
I honestly was all in the first year. Like after the first 2 games, I was like, nah, no, this ain't it.
Yeah. I mean, but that, in my opinion, that's where we got it wrong. That's where we needed it that's where we needed to get the hire right, where we still had an opportunity almost in a way to get a Lane Kiffin. Or
that has a lot to do with the athletic director, right?
Well,
who was the athletic director at the time?
You touched on this. You said it's not the most attractive hire in SEC. It's a really hard job, guys. You got to think of the dynamics. I'm not going to break it down to the ridiculous, but we've got 3.2 million people in the state.
Yeah.
Our high school football programs are getting better, but we have to recruit outside the lines of Arkansas. We've got to go into Texas and Florida, going to Tulsa and Oklahoma. We got to go to St. Louis. We got to Memphis. Absolutely. We have to branch out even from there to find what we need to. Other states have a higher population. They have elevated high school's program as far as high school football players.
You bringing this up though is
So
why
that's
I
the
think
dynamics of why it's so tough to recruit, to win, to put together a football man roster. And I told you this in our intro, mentioned this. It's the ultimate team sport. You can find 5 basketball players that can ball, and you're going to win some games. You can find a few good pitchers and some strong hitters, Dave Van Horn, and maybe piece together a great team that can win some SEC games. But to find a team that clicks offensively, defensively, special teams, and work together and win and then put all those pieces of the puzzle together, it is incredibly hard to do that in football.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. And especially in this territory that we're in now with NIL and
that's what I was going to mention. Like we can't ignore the fact NIL starting and it's like hitting hard.
It's
like
here,
I mean, it's there. I mean, if you don't pay the player a great player to come in, he's not coming. I mean, it don't matter how great and how much he loves the program, he ain't coming. If you don't pay him the money, that's what I'm saying.
I actually think
it doesn't matter about our population. It matters about how much money we have. Walmart, Tyson, you name it.
Yeah,
we've got it.
Yeah, and I feel like the NIL, and I know this may sound crazy, but the dynamics of football now, even though I'm an old school and I love the way college football was played even 10, 15 years ago, more than I do now, I still love it.
I do too.
But I will say this, the NIL can help Arkansas now more than maybe in the past.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Because we've got deep pockets. We can go out there and say, you know what? Let's embrace the hog, baby. Here's a little bit of dough. Here's a little bit of cheese.
Even though I don't know what that one means, embrace the hog.
Here's a little bit of cheese. Here's a little bit of hog slop for you.
Here's some money. Come play for us. I mean, that's all. That helps us because we have it now. We have Walmart, possibly, and Tyson backing us now,
and Jerry Jones, and you got JB Hunt, you've got Dillard Stevens.
We might be a small state, small population.
Oakland,
we have money.
Sam Pittman mentioned the Salas, and I may not be saying this right. I'm drawing a blank. The owners of Oakland, and they made a hefty donation to the program.
Yeah, they wrote a $500,000 check. Yeah,
that's big.
Well, let me circle back to the
we got on some land.
That's the point of this. I mean, we always argue.
Our vertex is about the same kind
exactly.
of stuff.
That's why we wanted to do this. But let me throw out some stats over the last 4 years.
All right.
Okay, 2023, 5 one-score losses: BYU, LSU, Ole Miss, Bama, and Mississippi State. The one of the most embarrassing games I've ever seen. That 3-7 loss against
me and my son were there.
Yeah,
it was rough to watch.
So 5 one-loss seasons last year. 2022, 4 one-loss. And now I'm saying, one score losses.
A touchdown or a field goal.
Yeah, exactly. So 2022, 4 one-score losses: A&M, Liberty, LSU, Missouri. 2021, 2 one-score losses: Ole Miss and Bama. 2020, 3 one-score losses: Auburn, the controversy game, LSU, and Missouri. So the overarching there is we've got to finish the game. It's a 4-quarter game.
Let's talk about that Auburn controversy game. What do you mean by that?
Where he threw the ball back.
I know what you mean, but let's tell the listeners what you mean.
That's like they're asking, what does it mean to embrace the hog?
Yeah.
The freak.
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking about is, that's 14 losses by 1 score or less. I mean, 8 points or less in the last 4 seasons. 14. And a lot of the same names up there: LSU, Bama, a couple of years. It's
well, I think that's why the people are on the line of hope for Pittman. And hey, I don't believe in it.
That goes back to what
there's a fine line between hope and doubt right now.
That goes back to
we've competed, and is competing enough. At some point, you have to go, hey, we've competed, but we ain't winning, and W's count. W's, really at the end of the day, that's what matters.
That's all that matters.
But I'm a little more forgiving and trying to give him a chance, because you got to think, in the old school, it wasn't, hey, what have you done for me lately? Let's fire him in 2 years. universities would keep a coach 7, 8, 9, 10 years and be a little bit more graceful, a little bit more forgiving, and give him time to build the program. Now society and now football and everything else is, what have you done for me lately?
That goes back to the NIL thing. I mean, it's all changing. NIL, you got to pay players to come here. Without payment, great players aren't going to come to Arkansas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that has to do with every college.
Yeah. And so that brings me to what I wanted to bring up earlier about NIL, but I didn't bring it up because I wanted to kind of bleed it in a little bit longer. Is you can't tell me that, like last year, there was a disconnect between the quarterback and the offensive line. You've got a quarterback that's flashing, a new car on his all of his social medias and
got the chains going.
I heard that was a big
he's showing up
part
in
of
and I don't mind that. I don't mind looking good, but you got to play good.
You got to play good, but
look like you play.
Everyone's been saying that as an excuse of why we didn't play good. Is because he was getting paid so much, everyone else wasn't, and they were, looking at him.
When you're losing, the spotlight gets on you.
Yeah,
and you're the leader. You've been there for forever.
He's getting paid.
You got the C on your shoulder.
He's getting paid almost as much as the coach.
You got the captain on your shoulder, and that comes with some responsibility, and it comes with
absolutely,
for fingers pointing at you.
But where I was going with this is, you've got a quarterback that's flashy and all this and that. Then you got an offensive line that, is he getting a steak dinner? Maybe, So if you're an offensive lineman and
maybe
he did buy them all golf carts, right? I heard that.
But if you're,
I seen that.
KJ?
Yeah,
I didn't
buy them all golf carts.
Buy all the offensive lineman golf carts.
Oh, that'll make me block for one game.
Yeah.
But you got,
that's what that's seen it on social media.
To me, that's got to be in their minds is, this guy maybe he's not as appreciative as he should be. And I'm going to let this block.
You get a little lax.
I'm going to humble him.
You get a little lax.
Sure.
With money involved, back then guys were playing for the pride of it. They were playing as the camaraderie of the locker room and say, hey, I'm going to lean on you. You're going to lean on me. We're going to play as a team. We're going to, believe in our coach.
For the guys that love the sport, though,
and I'm not saying they don't.
It doesn't
anymore.
change.
I'm not saying
like money shouldn't change the love of the sport.
Completely changed.
It has, but it shouldn't. For the guys that absolutely love playing the sport, whatever sport we're talking about, the NIL should not change that. However much money they're making should not change the love of the game. It shouldn't.
Well, it might not take the love out of the game, but it might take the love of who you're playing for. Just like I want to get back to what Houston Nutt used to say: play for the name on the front, not the name on the back.
Yeah,
and that's what I want to get back to. I don't know if we'll ever get there, but
you saying that Pittman has so many, to me, Houston Nutt qualities. He's not from Arkansas, but he acts like he is. To me, his spirit, his energy is Arkansas. And that's why I'm so resilient into just giving up and not believing, he's a good guy. He is a good guy. But I think I'm going to say our first cuss word.
Hang on.
He's a damn and it's not because he's an X's and O's guy. You don't have to be an X's and O's guy to be a good coach. You can be a good motivator. You can get guys to believe in you. You can get them to run through a brick
wall. There's a key word
you
said, though. Good coach. To be a great coach, you have to have the X's and O's.
How do you become a great coach?
Everything you just said, plus the X's and O's.
Was Bobby Bowden at Florida State a great coach? I would say yes.
I would say absolutely.
Okay, he was not an X's and O coach. John Calipari is the greatest recruiter in basketball ever. He's not an X's and O coach.
Who is his offensive and defensive coordinator?
He is not an X's and O basketball
coach. He got X's and O's coaches around him, though, right?
That's the thing. You got to have good assistants. And Pittman has
one for sure.
Barry Odom.
Bobby Petrino.
And Bobby Petrino. Two guys with head coaching.
I don't know about the defense yet. We improved last year. Yeah, we'll see, how he improves this year, but,
Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, let's go into, let's just hit the schedules. First game coming up on Thursday against UAPB. We'll probably toward the end, we'll break that game down a little bit more, but give us your wins and losses for this year's football season. Camo, let's hear what you got.
I've got some scores written down because I put them on papers to see if how close I get. Of course, it's subject to change. Hopefully, we stay healthy, and there's always some things that happen through the year that would change my opinion. But going into the year, and I'm being as realistic as possible, I'm letting my brain say these predictions instead of my heart.
Coach Harmon will think otherwise.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he will.
Shout out, Coach.
I'm sure he will. So I've got a win Thursday night. Pretty hefty win. I think we get off to a good start. We stretch the field for the first quarter and kind of give us a little glimmer of what we can expect, and then we'll start kind of filtering in probably second and third team guys. And hopefully we're up 21-0 in the first quarter. But if that's not the case, and I still think we'll come out ahead. Yeah. We got to start fast. I'd like a fast start. I think everybody get excited for that. Oklahoma State, I've got a loss. UAB, I've got a pretty hefty win against them, so that's 2-1. Auburn, I've got a win. I think we're going to go in there and play at Auburn. I think we've always kind of played, but we play better at Auburn than we have Missouri or against
that's
Texas
the key though.
A&M.
It's at Auburn.
Yeah, it's at Auburn.
Okay.
But I'm gonna give us a win here.
Okay.
I'm going out on a biased Razorback loving branch.
There you go.
And fight, figure out a way to win against War Eagle. Texas A&M, I've got to win. And
that's a pivotal game.
That pivotal
really
game.
Is. It really is.
Those two games really is a pivotal
all
game.
three of those, Oklahoma State, Auburn, and A&M.
Yeah, I think these first 5 games
absolutely
will define the rest.
Yep.
Because if we don't get off to a fast start,
if we're not 4-1 by then you
or 3-2, I think we still have a chance to win 6 games if we're 3-2.
If we're 3-2, we might win 7. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so what are we at? So we got we're 4-1. I've got us 4-1 out of the first 5 games, which would be great. I think we got a chance, even if I'm wrong on one of these, which I probably am. 3-2, we still got a shot. Tennessee, I've got a loss. LSU, I've got a loss. Mississippi State, I've got a win. Ole Miss, I've got a loss. Texas, close game. We always compete. It's a rival. Gosh, I hope we pull that sucker off. But I've got a loss.
Yep.
La Tech, I've got to win, and then I'm going to give us to get to 6-6 in this very gauntlet of a schedule playing 7 ranked teams, which I don't think anybody in the country is playing 7 ranked teams in a 12-team schedule.
Speaking of that, what is our rank of schedule? Like, do y'all know that?
There.
Yeah,
and I should probably know that.
I should know that too, but I don't.
But it's up there. I would say probably top 5.
It's got to be top 10.
It's been 2 years in a row we've been the number 1 toughest schedule in the country.
I know we have the number 1 toughest.
But I don't know. I think
back.
there might be another team that has won this year. I can't remember who they said. Maybe I think it was A&M. A&M or Auburn. I heard this, but my memory's not right. But I've got us at 6-6. Maybe going to something like the Liberty Bowl again, the Music City Bowl in Nashville, something like that, and playing a good ACC school or a Big 12 school or Kansas State, because it seems like they always get us against Kansas State the last 10 years. We played them like 2 or 3 times. But 6-6. I'm going with that.
Well, saying that, as much as the optimism y'all have, 6-6 is the same as I've got. I mean, it's a little bit different as far as the wins and losses on which. So UAPB,
I've got wins again.
I've got a win. I ain't got the score predictions. I'm not going to give those out till the week of, which this one I will, because it's the week of. 41-10 is my guess.
You said you wasn't going to give scores.
Besides the week of. It's the week of.
I got 44-10.
Okay.
That's pretty close. I got 41-10. Okay. So second week at Oklahoma State. That at is the reason I have as a loss.
Mm-hmm. Not their running back.
I mean, there's a lot to do with it, but it's mainly the at. I mean,
Ollie Gordon's pretty good. Anyway.
So UAB, I've got a win. At Auburn, I've got a loss. Versus A&M, it's always a tough game there. Always. No matter, even if it's a neutral site,
This is the last year for it, I think, too.
Right.
If you've got a win
neutral side. No, I've got a loss.
Then how the heck you going to get to 6-6 in these rest of the games?
Wait. You're going to see. So Tennessee, I've got a loss.
He's got a ace in his pocket right here.
Tennessee, I have a loss. I have a loss. We never play Tennessee good. Ever. LSU, we always play them close.
I'm pretty sure the last time we played Tennessee, we smoked them.
Yeah,
with Joe
twice.
Adams.
Joe Adams. Game day was there.
Yeah.
No, that was the time before that. But
you're talking years back, though. I mean, like,
who was our coach?
That's right, baby. All right, let's go to LSU. LSU.
I want to hear
LSU has always been a close game. All right. So I think we might pull that one out.
Ooh.
I think we might win that one.
I like
At
it.
Mississippi State, I think we'll win that one. Ole Miss, I have us as a loss. Texas, I think they have our number from the last time we beat them pretty good.
They want to win that game.
They're going to freaking
throttle them. They come in and they realize the passion behind this renewed rivalry, which it's
their head coach mentioned it at SEC Media Days about them losing to the Razorbacks.
Yeah, they said we hate Texas more than we love ourselves.
And that's kind of true. That is true. That is honestly true.
Number one,
absolutely. Number one team I hate the most is Texas Longhorns in all sports. So I have us as a loss there.
Gold either.
I hope we win, but man, I have us as a loss. Louisiana Tech, I've got a win at Missouri. I think we might pull that one out as a win.
Well, I hope you're right on. It'd be cool to have the wins that you've got
and the wins I've got,
and then the wins you've got.
So,
well, let me break mine down for you because I might be a little bit more optimistic than the both of you. So I've got, of course, a W at UA versus UAPB this week. I've got 48-10. We all got 10. But I do got to give a shout out. No, I'll do that later. So I've got a win.
What do you mean?
Hang on. There's a kid from Conway on UAPB. I want to mention his name after a while, just to shout out. We got to give UAPB a little bit of love.
Absolutely.
A little bit of love.
Yeah.
So
4 of our D1 schools, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
4 of our D1 schools are playing this week. 2 are playing against each other Thursday. 2 are playing against each other Saturday. And that's phenomenal. And our HBCU that we're playing against, we need to show them some love. Really.
Yeah, I mean, they can root on the Razorbacks when they're not playing the Razorbacks. I mean, no reason why they can't. Anyway, so I've got a win this week. I'm optimistic about heading into Oklahoma State. I think we're going to be riding in on the high from this week. We're going to be,
and we're already prepping for them, by the way.
You defer from us.
We're not going to.
We both have losses.
We're not going to show. We're not going to show this week Thursday. We're not going to give a whole lot of our offensive film. For Oklahoma State to prepare.
I hope not. Now, if we have a close game,
if it's a close game, that it might be a little bit different. But obviously, none of us think it's going to be a close game. So therefore, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of film to go off of. We might be running some plays that we might not normally run, where they're going to be studying for it and trying to.
I think the key there, and this is just me going out on a limb, and I'm going to say this just in case I'm right. I can say I told you so. our D front against that Oklahoma State team. If those Landon Jackson, Davier, and Gregory, and all these guys, if they can get pressure, it's a game.
Yeah, we're going to have to.
From what I've heard from the coaches, the D front is one of our strong points on not only the defense but the whole team.
Yeah. I'm excited to see that. I hope we get after them.
Yeah,
I heard Landon Jackson ruined a bunch of practices.
It's hard to block him.
It really is.
Really
6'7". I mean,
I would not want to block him.
I wouldn't want to be lined up on the other side.
I would stand behind you.
I'm glad he's a Razorback.
Yeah,
he was a Tiger.
All right, so let me get back to it. So I've got us a win at Oklahoma State. I got us a win at versus UAB. Then we head into Auburn, where I'm going to give us our first loss of the season. I don't think we pull that one out. Again,
I can't say I don't blame you there.
We'll go into more detail the week of. I got us a win versus A&M. It's a pivotal game. We've let the loss beat us in the next 2 or 3 games the last few years where we have lost that game.
I think it'll be a close game.
It's always close. I think it'll be close. But I'm going to give us the win on the outcome on that.
I hope so.
Tennessee, I think man, I think we're going to lose that one. I've got us dropping that one. I know it's at home, but I got us dropping that game. Then I've got us dropping against LSU. I've got us winning against Mississippi State. I've got us winning against Ole Miss in a surprising outcome of that game. That one's always going to be fun to watch. I think we beat Ole Miss. It's at home. I'm hoping we're going to have a crowd there because the rest of our season has gone decent. So up until that point, unfortunately, as much as it pains me to freaking say this,
we all have a loss against Texas.
As much as it pains
you have
me
a loss
to
against
say
Texas.
this, I think we dropped.
I've
Texas.
got a 35-33 loss against Texas.
I think we
I
dropped
ain't saying the
Texas.
score yet,
I'm not either because
I've got a loss.
I've got a loss. Okay,
Dang.
but horns down. I've got us a win versus
Hey,
La
that's
Tech.
illegal now. Remember?
I don't give a crap. What are they going to do? So I got us a win against La Tech, and then I got us finishing out with a W
Like
at
it.
Mizzou.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
I know
Yep.
they're bringing
Yes,
back a lot of people.
Yes, sir.
but I do. I got us a W there, and
I hope so.
you know,
That fake
I hope
rivalry.
your predictions is spot on.
call me optimistic. You know, I tend
For
to look
once,
at things that way.
You're more optimistic than me.
Yeah.
Tom,
Yeah.
That's
so,
like
so
a
what's your
unicorn
final record?
situation.
Huh?
What's your final record?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
You
6,
didn't
7,
have
8.
a number.
8. No, I
You
should
have
had a
8
number.
for-
I'm 6 and 6.
Listen, I've spent a lot.
I'm 6 and
time-
6. You're
Folks,
6 and
Let me clear
6.
this off here. You should probably mention that we're really blurry right now.
Okay, sorry
But
that
we're going to upload this so it's clear.
sorry that we're blurry.
in case
We'll-
you want to circle
yeah,
back.
we'll
to
have
us.
a upload where you can hear. You can find us.
How do you know that?
on YouTube?
I just got a text from my son said, you're really blurry right now.
Well,
Like, yes, we know we're having some technical
sorry.
difficulties.
Watch it later or listen to it later because I'm gonna get us. We're gonna get on Spotify. We're gonna be on Apple Podcasts. Of course,
Facebook.
we're gonna be on YouTube. The link will be on Facebook to watch it and listen to it. But we can't go live on Facebook until October something.
yeah.
Around that
Facebook
period.
silly rules.
Yeah.
that
All
they
kinds of
have.
hoops you got to jump through.
All right, now
Yeah.
something a little bit different that we're gonna do.
Uh-oh.
Okay, little segment that actually I think you named this. I'm gonna do every episode. I'm gonna do 5 random sports questions. Y'all don't look at my screen either.
I'm not
I can't
because
read it.
I mean,
I'm
don't
Papa
look
of
at
the
because
group.
I was
One.
just
I've
gonna blur
got
it
the
in.
It's
answers
really
on.
small font.
I've got the answers on here. So we're gonna do a little segment. It's called Woo Pig Kiwis. Okay.
That's great.
It's
I
Buck
love
named it. Buck named it.
That's
So
great.
we're gonna do
That's
Woo.
great.
We're gonna do Woo Pig Kiwis. It's 5 random questions. I've got 2 NFL questions, 2 MLB questions,
get to
and
it.
1 NHL
Are we going to
question.
keep up with the record of the right answers
Wait,
you're
what'd you
talking
say? Talk
Yeah,
about NHL?
I've got
Let me get
1
up my competitive-
NHL.
I don't know
juices
nothing about hockey.
Yeah,
What
so-
are you talking about?
So we'll do yeah.
Yes,
yes.
Grady.
let's get
I know
to
we're
it.
blurry.
Let's
Quit
get
texting me.
Yeah.
Golly.
We know we're blurry. We're sorry.
Wow,
You know,
man.
we'll figure it out. But when we uploaded the quality, the sound quality will be just fine. The video
Yeah.
quality will be just fine.
We even got
Blah,
an
blah, blah,
internet booster to boost the internet.
That's right.
So I don't know what we're going to have to
All
do. But we're going to figure
So,
it out. I promise.
I'm going to hit this little intro into our
First episode.
of Woo Pig Kiwis. So
That's
sorry
all-
if this is blurry, Grady. Sorry. All right. Little game trivia background music going
Where's
here.
the Jeopardy done?
All right. So, first question. Listen, don't look at my screen.
I'm not looking.
He's
All right.
cheating. I know he is.
I gotta find a better way.
I can't read that.
I got to find a better way to do this. All right. First question. Who is the NFL's all-time leading receiver? Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, Terrell Owens, or Isaac Bruce?
Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice.
Okay. 1 for 1.
Yeah, for sure. Jerry
All
Rice.
right. Who is the only player in MLB history to hit a walk-off inside the park grand slam? Is it King Griffey Jr., Ozzie Smith, Roberto Clemente, or Shohei Ohtani?
What was the second one?
So I'll go through the answers again. King Griffey Jr., Ozzie Smith, Roberto Clemente, or Shohei Ohtani?
I'm going to say Roberto Clemente.
I'm gonna say The last one, I'll say whatever.
Shohei Ohtani. How does this guy not know who Shohei? So you would be
What?
correct. It is
Oh.
Roberto Clemente.
Hey,
All right.
shout out to Pittsburgh. That was a fun trip.
That was a
That
fun
was-
trip.
Roberto Clemente's got
Man.
All right.
all sorts of stuff. in
Here's our
Pittsburgh.
first NHL question. Which NHL team went the longest before winning the Stanley Cup? Is it Boston Bruins, the St. Louis Blues, the Colorado Avalanche, or the Anaheim Ducks?
St. Louis Blues. I'm just saying that
I
because
want
they're
to
closest
say
to us.
the Avalanche. I'll say the Avalanche.
All right. Buck was right. The St. Louis Blues.
I
52,
should know that.
52 years from
I'm a Blues fan. I should know that.
1967 to 2019 when they won it.
I just heard St. Louis. I was like, yeah, that has to be it.
Yeah, because he's a St. Louis fan.
Yeah.
You know he's going to throw the right answer of St. Louis.
That's right. All right. Fourth question. So I,
I just
think
didn't
you're
want to guess
tied.
the same as
You
you.
are tied at 2-2. So, along with the players, who else receives NFL Super Bowl rings? Is it the refs, sideline crew, the stadium staff, or the camera crew?
I'm going to say the stadium staff.
Say the question again.
Which? Oh, sorry.
Repeat it.
Along with the players, who else receives NFL Super Bowl rings?
Say the answers again.
So the choices are the officiating crew, the sideline crew, the stadium staff, or the camera crew.
Stadium staff.
I said stadium staff, and I've seen your answer, so I'm not going to say.
Okay, it's actually
It makes more sense.
you're both wrong. It's actually the refs. The refs actually get Super Bowl rings.
Of the
However,
winning team.
yes. However, they're not as large and they're not as flashy as like what their players receive.
Huh.
So, but yeah, I didn't
I
even
could
know
see
that
like where
until
you would have like both
I-
teams on the ring to like for the refs. You wouldn't have,
yeah.
you know.
That's kind
I
of
don't know.
surprising. Honestly.
Yeah, that is pretty.
All right, this one is going to throw y'all for a doozy, and
Oh,
if
shit.
y'all get this one right, I'm actually going to try to. I don't want y'all to know this answer. Don't look at my screen real quick.
I haven't been
Hold on.
looking this
All right.
time.
This is going to be fun. If y'all get this right, it's going to be cool.
All right. Let's go.
Who is the
It's
only
probably gonna be
player?
this.
All right, who is the only player in MLB history to play for both teams in a single game? Is it Danny Jansen, Mark McGuire, Hank Aaron, or Jesse Chavez?
Mark McGuire.
As both teams in a single.
Who is
game.
the only player in MLB history to play for both teams in a single game?
Okay, let's do it real quick. The four answers.
Danny Jansen, Mark McGuire, Hank Aaron, or Jesse Chavez?
Both teams.
I'm
What
going
do
to
you mean
say
by that?
A. I'm going to say
Both-
A. It's not. I don't think it's any one of those three.
Both
The
teams.
back end three.
Both teams as far as what? What do you mean?
You got traded during the game, so he started the game with one team and finished the game with another.
So you're going Danny Jansen.
I'm going to go with A.
It can't be Mark McGuire. What's your answers again?
Danny Jansen, Mark McGuire, Hank Aaron, or Jesse Chavez?
Jesse Chavez.
You would think it's Jesse Chavez because he is the most traded player in MLB history. He played less than 15 seasons and traded 10 different times.
Don't tell me
But-
he's right.
It's not right. It's Danny Jansen, and it actually happened 2 days ago.
It's
First
MLB.
time, first time in history of MLB. This happened on.
Ask
guess
him
this was
NBA
Sunday.
questions.
So he played for the Blue Jays. He had a 0-1 count when a rain delay came. This was on June 26th. On June 27th, he was traded to the Red Sox. They picked the game back up.
So it
on
wasn't the same day. It was separate
It
days.
was the
but
same game, but
Same game.
different
Well, that even
day.
makes it even more weird.
Exactly.
What was the question again?
in a game? Well, who is the only
not
MLB
same
player in
day,
history to
but
play
same
for the in
game.
his
I gotcha.
both teams in the game?
Oh, okay.
So he got traded on the 27th. Game resumed on August 26th. He came back in to finish his at bat, and then Alex Cora for the Red Sox manager put him in the game.
He
knew,
knew that
he
would
knew,
be
and
the
he
first ever
and he
to
even
do.
mentioned that it would more than likely never happen again.
That's
And
pretty
so
cool.
he wanted to anyway,
So is that the last question?
that was the last question.
Okay.
So I think you got.
So I'm 3.
You got
But time out.
you got two.
Let's say that 2 of those 5 was MLB, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
I had 2
Hey,
MLBs, 2
you know what
NFL.
they
I'm
say-
not an MLB
You know what
fan.
they say about
so let's
excuses,
just-
though? You know what they say about excuses?
Yeah,
I
kind
think
of like what you
y'all
give
both-
Sam Pittman in
I'll do
his
the 5
coaching
questions.
career.
Are you going to do the questionnaire every time, every episode?
But we
I
also
can, or
have
you
the
can.
We're gonna
same.
let you
You
guess. We
I
need to
don't
let
care.
him
You-
guess.
You can.
We also
So
have the same
we're gonna do
prediction
that on
as
the
far
fly.
as the record goes this year. But you don't think he should be fired if he goes 6-6.
So y'all both.
You
got
think he should be
the
fired?
first-
Keep him. Keep him.
Keep him
know
if he goes
that's
6-6.
and wins a bowl
That's
game.
where
yeah,
we
has a
disagree.
chance.
That's where we disagree.
So what threshold? What threshold?
7 is the mark.
So one game.
One game.
Say we lose one game by 3 points.
That's
You're going to
it.
let 3 points decide
Absolutely.
whether we need to fire
Yep.
Pittman or not.
Absolutely.
That's asinine to me. But-
Unless that one game is like absolutely the ref's complete fault. then
I'd say
absolutely.
if the offense flops and Bobby don't do it,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The one game
Don't
is one
buy
game.
a motorcycle, Bobby.
Time out.
Do not buy a motorcycle
What wins and losses the most important thing?
and stay away from the
It-
blondes.
Motorcycles.
Yeah. If Bobby's
NIL
not our
gives
saving
10.
grace and we go 4-8, then yeah, I'd say probably make a change. But if we get bowl eligible in this gauntlet of a schedule, and
But
have a
don't
chance
you have
win
to
a bowl
say
game,
wins and losses
Keep
is
the coach.
the most important thing as far as any sport goes? Wins and losses. Doesn't matter about points. Doesn't matter how you lost. Wins
but
and
wouldn't
losses.
you like to see? Let me just throw this hypothetical scenario out.
No,
We'll
you're
see-
not answering the question. You're not
Let-
answering the question.
I will.
Wins
I
and
will.
losses.
Wins and losses.
Is that not the most important?
It is. It's
Okay,
It's
okay.
the key. That's
Okay.
that's obvious. But
Okay.
I will say this: we go 6-6. Say we win our bowl game, and wouldn't you like to see a year 2 of Bobby and Sam?
I would like
coming
to see
together again?
year 2
We
as
could
Bobby
go 10-2
as
the
the
next
head
year.
coach.
Well, if
Oh,
if next year
gosh.
Bobby's head coach,
That
We didn't even play the game, and he's already crowning Bobby. as the
if
head
we go
coach.
6-6,
Well,
and the
hang
offense
on.
is the reason we go 6-6,
So what if we go
Bobby
10-2?
been-
What if we go 10-2 this year?
10-2.
Now you're gonna get down off your Bobby Petrino high horse and get back on the
Heck yeah.
on the Sam Pittman horse.
I'm gonna be on both horses.
That's hard. That's a hard trip. Bub.
No, it's
Are you
not.
gonna be like where they ride 2 horses?
Well, I'm
one
just
foot on
saying,
one horse,
if
one foot on the other.
the
they're
only
both
reason,
on the motorcycle.
all I'm saying is the only reason we go
Sam can
6-6.
Sam,
is
there's only one room on a motorcycle with
No,
Sam
you got the
Pittman on
sidecar.
there.
If we go
You got the
6
sidecar.
Time out.
Sidecar. Put Bobby in the sidecar.
If we go 6-6 with the offense scoring a lot of points per game and winning us those 6 games, but our defense is crap and our whole team is crap, we're getting a lot of penalties, then yeah, fire Pittman. That's all I'm saying.
I say we go bowl edge, but
Has
if
there,
we go 5 games or less, it may be time for a change. I'll
6 and 6
concede
is
to that.
the-
I will
is
concede
the-
to that.
Okay.
is has there ever been is there another team that y'all can think of that has put so much of their hope and trust and everything else, all their eggs in one basket on a coordinator rather than the head coach? Is there another team out there that
I can probably name a couple big hires. I mean, when Lane Kiffin went to Alabama, that was a big hire. Saban gave him a chance.
Bust.
And they were probably hopeful. Alabama was like, man, we've got 2 great head coaches on the same darn team, And
Bust.
and then probably another one is when Malzahn, even though he's not as I would say glamorous and sexy of a hire as Kiffin was, but Malzahn when he went with Chiswick, and then of course they got Cam Newton.
Yeah.
That was a big deal. I can't really remember anything in like way past
Yeah.
about a coordinator that was huge, but my memory ain't what it used to be. But recently in the last 15, 20 years,
Yeah,
For
but-
head
that's a two
coaches
that
like
mind.
Pittman, coordinators is a must.
But it's safe to say, right, that I mean, we're as a fan base, every one of us is putting all of our trust in Bobby Petrino.
Yep.
I mean, I
Don't
know,
put me in that box. I like Bobby. I
Tell-
didn't like Bobby.
If you
in his-
time out,
you know-
let me say this: if we didn't have Bobby Petrino, say we had somebody else, name another one, it doesn't matter. Would we win 6 games? Would we?
If he was the head coach.
No, if he was offense coordinator. Say we didn't have him at all.
He's saying if we didn't,
if we have another offense,
that's too far.
No, it's not.
I don't know. Guess who you plugging and playing there in his stead?
Lane Kiffin.
Oh yeah, we win 6 games.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely. That dude's a whiz. He's a whiz.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I'm on that side too. Yeah,
yeah. He win 6 games. There's a handful of guys that I think could take most programs and really do well offensively. They're going to throw things at defensive coordinators that are just not expecting.
Yeah,
they have a way of just figuring it out, putting their guys. Now you still got to execute. You got to have the players. That's why it's important to have good coaching and good talent, and it's a mesh of the two. Bobby Petrino is not just a cure-all, be-all type coach to me. He's a little bit older. Has he calmed down? Is his dynamics on the sideline going to be MF this to his players?
It is. Apparently,
I didn't really, if I had a 17-year-old kid, 18-year-old kid when he was at Arkansas, I would have been reluctant for him to commit to Arkansas, even though I love Arkansas, because I didn't really like the way he coached. X's and O's?
I'm just saying a great head coach.
I like more of a guy
look
like
at all the
Houston Nutt, Sam Pippen may not be the biggest X's and O's guy, but they're motivators.
That's where we defer at. I think
someone,
a great head coach, excuse my language here, but I'm going to be cussing for the first time. But they've got to be an asshole. They've got to be. They've got to be a hard asshole.
I want someone to come in there.
They've got to be.
I want someone to flip tables.
Exactly.
And I want someone to chew some ass. I mean, you miss a block.
If they miss one little assignment,
that's what
chew their damn ass.
That's what I like.
That's what I'm talking about.
I like the intensity. But but we can't do that these days.
No, we can
because
we can't.
They're going to hit the transfer portal.
Well, screw them.
I think football's football's different. You want a rah guy.
It's a little bit different. We're talking football here. Yeah.
You're thinking with your mind, and you're saying we need a guy with brains, X's and O's. Me, football is a physical, passionate, let's go get them type of thing. And I think you can take high 3-star, low 4-star guys. And if they're in one accord and they're fighting their ass off for their coach and their university, you can win a game against 5-star.
They have to have it inside of them, though. Exactly. But the coach needs to bring it out of them sometimes.
But
that's what I'm trying to say.
The state doesn't produce.
Bobby Petrino does.
I think Pittman's probably better than Bobby Petrino.
I think so too. But the state of Arkansas doesn't produce maybe 8 D1 athletes in a year that can commit.
I think my mic's going. I don't know why.
We're fixing to lose a mic, folks. Well, if it falls, catch it. I'll try to.
That will be all right.
But
it would happen to me.
We're an hour in, and we haven't gotten through the full episode.
We're an hour in.
Yeah. Well, we'll speed it up.
Yeah.
Right,
let's speed up. So I want to. Here is where we're going to go next. Is we're not going to hit that. I don't think we're going to get to all the SEC teams.
Let's go to new quarterback hype. Like, what do y'all think about that?
Well, Taylor Green,
I think he's got a cannon. If you watch the UNLV bowl game last year when he beat them with Boise State, and he ran the football, he distributed the ball to different guys. He was dynamic in that game.
Absolutely.
And when I found out we were getting him, that was the first video I watched. And I was like, this dude's for real.
I thought the same thing.
And Bobby Petrino handpicked this dude.
He handpicked him out of high school.
Yes, handpicked, recruited.
He wanted it. He was at Missouri State,
and he had another chance to get him.
Had
another chance to get him. So I'm not missing out on this guy twice.
Just think of the quarterback he would be if Bobby has had him the whole time, and then brought him with him.
He'd probably be an NFL. I mean,
but the way you hear Bobby talking about him in the interviews, which I've watched, is very highly of him. How he is so accurate. He's faster than he looks. He's 6'6", 6'7", as they say.
Yeah, and he's 6'6", 230.
The only thing is he's inconsistent.
Here's the two keys. He's got to protect the football. He cannot throw picks. He's got to distribute it in a safe manner. And he's a thinner guy. He's not as muscular and as built. He can't be running and taking hits and being silly. He's got to protect himself and get down and know that, hey, live to play another down. And those two things are going to be key for him.
So, 20. This is last year. This is his stats: 13 games, 12 starts. He was 121 for 212 passing. That's 57% for 1,753 yards with 11 TDs. He had 436 rushing yards with 9 TDs on 78 carries. All right. Was obviously the what? You got a phone call?
Open up the lines for phone calls.
What?
That's what I was saying. Open up the lines for.
Open up the lines for yeah. I was like, what the?
Yeah, I mean it's past time.
Let me make sure my Bluetooth.
Yeah, turn your Bluetooth on.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
If you want to call in, you can. The number is 501
287 7515.
Say it again.
501 287 7515.
All right, let's see if we can get our first caller on. But
that'd be great.
I
think the overarching on
if you call in, give your prediction, and then guess the passing yards. Guess the passing yards for the Razorbacks. I've got a little surprise for the winner. Whoever gets the closest.
Yeah, there you go. So while we're waiting on that, I mean, I think the overarching on Taylen Green is we're comfortable. We like him. I think we're in a good spot with him. As him behind the center, I like it.
I just hope he doesn't, take too many risks.
There's so
because
many.
I've heard he throws a lot of picks.
I like a little risk.
I like a little risk, but you got to have accuracy in those risks,
and you got to protect the football.
If you throw the risk and throw it 2 feet too short, then it's picked.
Yeah, don't give the other team, advantages over in little.
If you throw a risk, make sure it's a risk you can throw where it's only the offensive player can get it.
Yeah. Well, and I think there's so much with this team, and it's kind of like our basketball team. There's so many unknowns. All this is speculation, and we can say this and say that, and I hope we're mostly right. But
let's get into that just for a second. What do y'all think about the Coach Calipari hire?
I think it's a home run hire, right?
Okay. What do y'all think we're going to make? Final prediction, just as not the record, but as far as what we're going to make in the tournament. If we make the tournament,
we're making
with our talent.
Okay, then
we're at least sweet.
You got to get on the dance floor.
Sweet 16.
Got to get on the dance floor, and then if you start doing the cha-cha, and the what's the other one that they play at
the they play Hey Jude.
So you say Sweet 16.
I say at least Sweet 16.
At least, okay. What do you say?
I think with this team, I would say Sweet 16 or bust.
Yeah, I would say.
If we get past Sweet 16, we've kind of overachieved.
Yeah. If we don't make the Sweet 16, I would say it's a fail. Yeah.
If this was maybe year 2 or 3, then I'm saying national champions.
Exactly.
I'm going to.
I'm thinking that already, but I'm saying at least.
It's kind of bold and brazen.
I don't want to get overhyped here. I'm waiting until we play our first game. Okay.
So I just checked our YouTube live chat, and we've got Wes out there. I think this is Wes. Anyway, he's wanting our thoughts on Deion Sanders and Colorado this season. I haven't looked at.
There's a lot of smoke going his way.
I haven't looked at their. I know they lost the Marvin Harrison, right, Jr. Right? Didn't he?
Yeah, Marvin Harrison was on Ohio State.
Oh, I'm not.
Now he plays for the Arizona Cardinals.
Who?
Schroeder. I can't say his
Schrader
name.
Sanders.
Yeah.
Anyway. I don't know. I hadn't looked at I hadn't done enough research on them. I don't know.
I honestly haven't done my research.
I do like.
I say they win 4 games.
I've always liked Primetime when he played for the Cowboys.
He's always overhopped, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he's not going to do as good as he did.
I think the thought of Primetime is more attractive than the actual reality.
Absolutely.
Of Primetime. I hope he does well. I'm not wishing the guy
and he always
will, but I just don't think Buffalo, the Colorado Buffaloes, have what it takes, recruiting wise, talent wise, program wise, to really make a lot of noise. I just don't.
Right.
I think if he would have went, maybe
we had the chance to hire him.
I'm glad we didn't.
Yeah,
you're honestly you're glad we didn't.
Nothing against Primetime.
I'm glad we did.
Honestly, if we hired him, then we would be better than we are today.
He better hire some really good assistants.
That's really, true. Really that's true. He's not an X's and O's guy, but he's a raw, get ready type of guy. Raw, let's go.
Yeah,
type of guy.
All right, so
he's about to go about himself too.
All right,
that's true too.
Let's get into week 1. Let's get into week 1. Let's give our overall outlook of what we want to see from on the field, off the field. I mean, for me, I want to see the collaboration between Petrino and Pittman. I obviously want to see Tanner Green. I mean, obviously we want to see it all, but not too much.
Three short things.
Yeah.
3 short answers. I want to see us flying to the football on defense like we did when Barry Odom was here.
Yeah.
We kind of lost that. We got away from that. I want to see us flying to the football, 3 or 4 guys being there on the ball and helping each other up and just feeling that spirit, that hog spirit that we've seen in the past with the Matt Jones teams and Houston Nutt, Bobby Petrino era, and now the Pittman era. We need to do that. Offensively, I feel like we didn't stretch the field enough to really make the defense cover the whole gridiron.
That has a lot to do with the quarterback.
I think we need in the offensive line, but I think if we can protect, we can run the football and stretch the field, we're going to score some points and put up some numbers, put up some yardage. But I would say the top thing for the Razorbacks is
2 things specifically
in order. And I'm going to say this: I really think every player on that team wants Sam Pittman to come back. I honestly,
I want him to come
and
back.
I think the fans is everywhere.
I love
like they always are. Razorback Nation's everywhere. But if you ask those guys in that locker room, I think they'd say, I love Sam Pittman, and I've got his back. He's got our back. I'm loyal to him, and I'll play. I'll play my ass off.
He's a player's coach for sure.
And there's none of them. I hope none of them are going into this year saying, "Well, if we don't go bowl eligible, Sam's gone." I hope they're going. We're gonna be bowl eligible. We're gonna win 6 or more games for Sam to keep his butt here, so he can be the coach next year.
I really hope so, but I'm afraid not. 6 games is right on the edge of, in my opinion, of whether you should fire him or not. 6 games is right there. I don't know. 5 games, in my opinion,
you get the boot.
Yeah, he's
not the golden boot.
Would y'all agree or not? If we only win 5
I will
games,
concede there. I would concede firing him at 5 games.
We
or
agree
less.
there then.
Yeah.
I would like to see the offense having some consistency as far as the running game and the play calling mainly, as far as pushing the ball down the field, not being timid as far as that goes. And the defense having some aggressiveness, kind of like what we showed last year at the end of the year, especially blitzing wise and all that. But yeah.
I want to see Braylon Russell. I want to see him run the ball. I think he's going to get the start.
I've heard a lot of good things about him.
I think he's going to get the start over Dominion. I know on the depth chart it
Braylon
says
Russell, Jaquin Jackson.
Oh, maybe it's
both of
Jaquin.
them.
It's Jaquin Jackson.
Yeah, Jaquin Jackson. Yeah.
Braylon Russell will be 3rd string.
Yeah, he'll be 3rd
string. He's going to be our bruiser. He's a big dude.
He's a big dude.
Thighs as big as my
big dude.
He's a freshman, right?
But Jaquin Jackson is the or, right? I mean, so it's Jaquin Jackson or Rashad Dominion. I think Jaquin Jackson gets the start.
Yeah, I do too. But it's going to be a 1-2 punch.
The one good thing about
I still would like to see Braylon Russell.
The only reason I have us winning 6 games is because our defensive line and our quarterback and Bobby Petrino.
Yeah. So I got to ask this: if something, what is your if this blank happens? If something blank happens, it's going to make you concerned for the rest of the year.
Obviously, if we lose if our quarterback gets hurt.
Okay. Well, yes, I'm talking like if you notice our O-line hasn't improved and we're missing blocks. I mean that, something along those lines. If
like over the first few games.
No, during this first game on Thursday.
First game. If this happens, it will make me concerned for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Pressure on the quarterback if we can't block UAPB,
absolutely.
That's
for sure.
If
we allow more than 3 touchdowns or more, then I'm very, very concerned.
I kind of give a little bit more grace because you can always hit that big play a couple of times, and the score doesn't reflect really how dominant we were on defense.
Yeah, but the big play it happens every game though. It happens every game though.
Which did y'all hear what their receiver? I think his name's Javoni Gibson said about our defensive backs. And did y'all hear what he said a couple of days ago?
From UAPB?
Yeah, from UAPB. Said
Talking
that
trash?
Yeah, said that we're slow and that we can't cover him or
Oh,
the
gosh.
receivers that
Man,
much.
You
So
don't say that.
it's pretty.
They're gonna be
pretty
gunning for
bold.
you now.
We might be slow, but our defensive ends and defense tackles might get to the quarterback before
Yeah.
they can
So
get open.
Yeah.
So
So you were going to call somebody out.
So that I was going to say.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
this is a like I said, we can't dog
There's a lot of
UAPB all
talk.
that, but so shout out to the Conway native, and I might not say his name right, but it's Casarius Whitehead, number 60 on the O line. I think he's second string for UAPB. But I like to. That'd be cool to see
He's a
him out there.
Wampus cat.
He was a Wampus cat.
Playing
Really?
for
He was a
UAPB.
Wampus cat. On the roster, though, it says he's from Bryant. He is not from Bryant. He did not play for Bryant. He
There's
played
a little
for
NIL deal in the high school.
he
Bryant paid for him to come.
probably no. He played for Conway. He was a Wampus cat. That is confirmed earlier today. So shout out to Mr. Whitehead, number 60 on the O line again for UAPB. So maybe we'll get to see him.
Well, I'll be there.
Be cool. Yeah, you're going.
front row and center. So
You're
I'll be
going.
going.
Where you sitting at?
Section 23, row 8, somewhere around there. So
All right.
Yeah,
I'll
You gonna be
I'll
hot
drinking
as
a lot
hell.
of water.
I'll be-
Probably no.
No
They'll
beer.
probably be out of water by then.
Don't drink beer.
Oh,
Drink
gosh.
water.
No, I'm going. I want to be there. I want to be there.
No, I wish.
That- Another thing I want to see us do this year, not necessarily just this game, but the overall all of our games. I want to see Satania. I want to see him have the ball more. I want to see the ball in his hands more this year.
Bobby Petrino did say he's the fastest speed guy, quickness guy on the
Yeah.
team.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
so I mean, if you get the ball in his hands
I
on
mean,
a
he's
bubble
gonna
screen or
he's gonna
whatever,
be returning our
yeah,
kicks
for
you know.
sure.
He's
Yeah,
back.
you're
there.
going to see this offense, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
I'm
the way,
hoping so.
the way he's going to maneuver the tight ends, the motions, the play action, the RPOs, he puts a hodgepodge of an offense. Different things that work with every little different schemes of different offenses. Even he's incorporating the power eye in there.
Yeah.
Which some of y'all may not know offense very well, but me being an old football player and
I know
guy,
Greenbrier Panther.
no
You
Greenbrier
do,
Panther, I love
You got
offense.
gray hair.
Shut up. But I pay attention to that. Probably more. I know offense more than defense.
Yeah.
And so I'm paying attention to that, and I love the way Bobby incorporates that stuff. So he's going to throw some things at some D coordinators. It's going to score some points.
I think
That's why
so.
I love his hire.
I think so too. And another thing that I won't say this is concerning or anything, but on the depth chart, you had Hudson Clark or TJ Metcalf.
Is he related to the Metcalf?
He is a
NFL?
cousin to DK Metcalf.
Really?
TJ
the
has
more
to
you
be.
hit that table, the more my mic's going to fall.
My bad. I think TJ. Right. Hudson's been there for. Hudson Clark is 40, playing. Or at least it seems like he's been there for years.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
But the
Pittman
talent wise,
said he's been here longer than I have.
Metcalf
Yeah.
is related somehow. How?
he's a cousin to DK.
He's a
Yeah,
cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First
If
cousin?
Hudson
Second
Clark
I don't know.
gets
First
burned.
cousin twice removed. Is that the same last name, dude? I don't know.
Okay.
If Hudson Clark gets burned, let me just tell you, you see this gray? You talking about the gray about a minute ago? He's got it. He's the reason for a few of them.
But
he's the
his
reason for a few
Hey,
of them.
his highlight was 3 interceptions back in 2020 against Ole Miss.
He needs to do that again.
I'm not saying he's bad.
No
I'm
comment.
not saying he's bad. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not
Well,
dogging
he's
on him.
also
No comment.
my son plays this college football game, and he's the third highest ranked player on the team as far as overall.
No
numbers.
comment.
I hope they're right.
I want him to succeed.
I do
But
too, but
I don't know.
no
I mean,
comment.
And white D-backs are kind of a unicorn. So, I'm just, he's not, he's not the fastest guy in the world.
yeah.
He probably needs to play special teams.
I mean,
Well, okay then. No, that was the wrong one. No one's called in yet, so that's fine.
That's all right.
Well,
Wes, call in.
Yeah, Wes, if you're still out there, call. No, I mean, that's pretty much covered everything that we need to.
Yeah.
Y'all have any closing remarks or?
Well,
Go Hogs.
Yeah, go Hogs. Obviously, I'm looking forward to the year. You know, I think we're
so 6-6,
8-4,
8-4, 6-6.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good high end 6-6.
So
I really do. Like, it's a tough schedule. You know, there's a bad 6-6 where you just scrape by.
So as much as the podcast to come, you know, from here, we're both agreeing on 6-6.
Yeah,
but we're going to have a lot of disagreements, you know,
yeah,
between here and there, you know.
It's
going to be a fun.
But
it's going to be a fun ride.
Right.
We've got some things planned.
We agree on the same record, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Same record. Okay. Different games, different wins.
All right.
But we're right there. Caleb.
That's all I got to say.
He actually, you know,
he's the most optimistic.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
All right. Well, hey, go Hogs, woo pig, embrace the hog, all the slogans, all the one-liners.
Hopefully we're talking
Hogs
about a good
90.
win. Hopefully we're talking about a good win next Tuesday.
Yeah,
and Oklahoma State is going to be coming, you know, next Saturday, the 7th, September 7th. We'll break that down maybe a little bit more. We're going to get better at this. We'll get more polished.
We'll get a better flow.
We might watch that game together. We're going to do some podcasts, you know, game time, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's in the works. We plan on doing some live broadcasts from the living room or something where we're watching.
We've got a lot of ideas,
TV, yeah,
and I hope some of them come to fruition. We've talked to messaged some old Razorbacks. Maybe we can get them on the phone and talk to them, ask them about the Hogs, how they're doing.
Yeah.
Not sure what week it'll be, but we're really trying to, give you some things that would, bring some excitement and a little bit of, change to the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. So looking forward to it. Looking forward to Thursday. It's a weird day to have a college football game on, but that's what it is. And
first SEC game, right?
Yes. Missouri also plays on Thursday. I don't know who they play, but I know they play on Thursday.
Yeah. Nationally televised game, ESPNU,
6:30.
6:30, UAPB, Arkansas. And I'll be interested to see that Arkansas State UCA game. It's not televised, but I feel like that's going to be a good game.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be close.
It'd be all right.
Yeah.
I hope so.
All right. Well, appreciate everybody out there that stuck with us, and make sure to like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. We're going to be on YouTube. We're going to be posting to Facebook. We're going to be on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So make sure to go subscribe to us all on those platforms.
Don't be too harsh on us, guys. We did our best, but like I said,
we're not professionals.
We're looking forward to it. Hope you're looking forward to a good Razorback football season.
Absolutely.
That's right. All right. Well, go Hogs, woo pig.
Woo pig.
Appreciate it.